Today I wanted to talk just a little bit about wireless music streaming systems, specifically this wireless music streaming system, the new SC CX 700 from Technics. In many ways, it's nothing that we haven't seen before. It's a pair of stereo speakers with amplification on board, network streaming ability, and a host of physical inputs for legacy equipment. A self-contained system as it stands, as long as you have a smartphone or something like that. But if you want to add extra equipment to this and turn it into a full-blown system that deals with its own amplification and streaming, then you can go right ahead. So yes, in many ways, it's business as usual where fairly upmarket stereo speakers / wireless network music streaming systems are concerned. There is 200 watts of power on board here. It's Class D amplification, and it drives a speaker array, as you can see, which is a 19mm ring tweeter inside a 150mm mid-bass driver, and there's a bass reflex port beneath those for extra low frequency reinforcement. The tweeter gets 40 watts of those 200, the mid-bass driver gets 60 watts, and because there's two of them, you can do the maths. So, as is usual in these circumstances, one of these speakers takes care of business, the other one does as it's told. This is the business speaker. As you can see, there are a lot of connections on the back. There is a main socket for mains power, of course. They both need mains power. There's an RJ45 for connection to the secondary speaker, although they will communicate wirelessly if you prefer. There's another RJ45 for a hard connection to your network. Then there's an HDMI ARC socket, so you can connect to TV and that can join in with your system. There's a USB-C input, there's a digital optical input, there's a moving magnet phono stage for use with a turntable, and there's an analog 3.5mm auxiliary input as well. So you can create a large traditional-ish sort of system using both of these speakers. But of course, there is also network streaming ability built in. This is a wireless system if you want it to be, and that's where the real action is, let's face it. So a Wi-Fi connection or a hard connection to your router means that Apple AirPlay 2, Google Chromecast, internet radio, all that sort of stuff is available, and these will be room ready soon enough as well. If you're using the digital inputs, then these are good up to 32-bit 384 kilohertz PCM and DSD256. If you've got a wired connection between the two, then everything will be scaled to 24-bit 192. If you use a wireless connection, which is neater, then 24-bit 96 is what you get. So between the physical inputs and the wireless possibilities, you'll be hard pushed to find a source of music that isn't compatible with the SC CX 700. As far as control is concerned, you have a few options. There is a fairly humdrum and tedious looking remote control handset, which covers every eventuality. There is an equally tedious and humdrum looking control app, although it is very useful and it is very stable. It's not the fastest, but it'll do a room correction for you. It'll allow you to integrate quite a few of your different music streaming services. It's a decent app. It's just a bit tiresome visually. Although there are some physical controls on the top of the main speaker here, some push buttons and some touch surfaces. So again, taking control of this and getting what you want, it's dead straightforward. So far, so fairly standard and straightforward, right? This is a wireless music streaming system in a pair of speakers, the like of which we have been seeing for getting on for 10 years now. But there is a point of difference here, and it's an unusual one, and it concerns the finish. As you can see, my speakers are in a color called terracotta brown, although you can also have charcoal black or silky gray. But this is definitely the first pair of speakers that I have seen that have a nap. Not a nap in the sense that I have a nap most afternoons, but a nap like a carpet. This material is something called dynamica, although I've only seen that word written down, so it may be pronounced dynamica. I'm not sure. Anyhow, the point is it's made from recycled polyester mostly, and it is soft and quite fuzzy. And you can leave impressions in the side of it and make graffiti if you want. Did you know that you wanted a pair of furry speakers? No, of course you didn't. I didn't. But now you know you can have a furry audio system. Why wouldn't you? And that's about the size of it, really. For £2,399 as of today, Technics will sell you a pair of stereo speakers with a lot of technical smarts, wireless streaming ability, physical inputs, and a furry finish. In terms of the sound, I'd suggest that these are a bit of a slow burn. It is a very nice sounding system, and I have gone on at length about this at soundadvice.online, and you can check it out there. But I will say for now that you shouldn't rush to judge this system. It reveals itself quite slowly, and it's not the sort of thing to grab you by the lapels. Persevere, though. It's really got a lot going for it. But as I say, that's all at sound-advice.online, and you can check that out at your leisure. But for now, it's important that you take away from this video that a furry wireless music streaming system exists, and you can have one.